Hi everybody, welcome to the channel. Usually I do these posts on Friday, which meant that last Friday I should have put one out, but the numbers from the state hadn't come in yet, and they've been so big that missing one day or expecting an average for one day could make a big difference in the actual numbers. And so I felt it would be better for me to wait until the numbers were posted on Friday so I could share an accurate view of what was going on last week. And to jump right into it, last week was the worst so far from a transmission perspective. So on the state side, you can see here we had 67,400 cases, which is 13% of the total case volume so far, as far as transmission goes in COVID in the state of Tennessee. And we're about 24,000 up on last week. I mean, we're nearly almost 10,000 cases a day in the state of Tennessee, which is also the hottest of hotspots for the world. Not just the United States, but the world. So I dare say that we are in over our heads with regards to this. And then on the city side, we had almost 1,000 cases a day, which both of these numbers are 10 times what they were a couple of months ago. From a weekly total perspective. And so that's kind of hard to deal with. I was completely and totally wrong about projections for last week, because I thought last week would have been kind of leveled off with the previous week, bad but not this much worse this soon. And as it turns out, this is actually what's going down the week before we get into Christmas. So there's more cases right now than there's ever been, and we're going into a family gathering situation again on Friday. But we'll talk about that more in just a second. To jump over to the month-long case, or the monthly numbers, we're 2/3 of the way into the month already, and we're in the biggest month as it stands right now. So for the state, we've had 145,000 cases so far. And on the city side of things, we've had 16,000 cases so far. So on the state side of things, that's 30,000 more cases 2/3 of the way into the month than any other month total. And then on the city side, that's 5,000 cases up, or almost 5,000 cases up, again with another 10 whole days to go. So I suspect that Christmas is going to bring new levels of transmission that we hadn't really thought we could get to so quickly if things keep on going the way that they're going. So the numbers between the city and the state are still trending about the same. Like the city's about 10% of the total cases in the state, but that's not what's important. What's important is this stuff over here. It's the max daily cases, both from this month, the max weekly cases, both from this month, and then obviously the monthly stats are from this month, because we've already talked about that. And what I would like to convey in this video is similar to the last video, is that if you don't have to put your family at risk, then don't. If you can create a bubble, or if you have created a bubble in order to interact with your family, great. I appreciate the effort you put into that. But if you've done nothing to this point and you want to see family over the on Friday or over the weekend, go get tested. Lay low until you get the results back, and then go see your family. Or just don't go. That's the choice that we've made, is to stay here and just have a small family gathering for Christmas. And it's caused issues. Like, we have family members who don't agree and think that we are, for one reason or the other, I'm not assuming any kind of understanding of their decision, but they have decided that we are trying to hurt them in some way. And I feel like there's probably a lot of folks out there who are dealing with something similar. I personally feel that I'm doing the most responsible thing I can for me, and I will not be peer pressured into doing something else. And that's just the way I feel about it. If you feel the same, I would recommend you also not succumb to peer pressure. But if you do, just make sure you do the best you can. Wear a mask the entire time. Make sure you're using lots of hand sanitizer. Do what you need to protect your loved ones. And if you think this is not very serious, I recommend putting more time into that viewpoint and trying to see it from the perspective of someone who is taking this serious and who does think it's serious and why they do so. And that's a part of why I display these numbers in a quick kind of like easy to read fashion, is that this is going up by a lot. This is going up by a lot. These two things are going up by a lot. And there's nothing we can do to necessarily stop it at this point without some sort of intervention, and we've proved that to ourselves. But on an individual level, do what you think is right. Have a good weekend. No, it's weekend in this case because it's a Monday. Forgot.